the stranger with a familiar face. The sky was always dark now. Clouds covered the world like a blanket of smoke. No sun, no stars. Only lights from the floating city above what was left of Earth. Elena stood at the edge of Platform 17, her short black hair dancing in the cold wind. Below her, the clouds shifted slowly, hiding the dead ground far below. She was tired, her hands covered in oil and dust from fixing the city's energy core. But she had done it. For today, the city would not fall. She looked out into the endless sky, thinking about her parents. They had vanished in a city fire when she was just 12. Since then, she had trusted no one. Machines were simple, people were not. Then something moved in the clouds. A shape. Fast. Falling. Elena narrowed her eyes. Someone, was falling from the sky. Within seconds, a loud crash echoed through the maintenance sector. Alarms started to blink. She ran. The stranger lay in a crater near the solar field. Smoke rose from his jacket. He was alive, barely. His suit looked military, but not like anything Elena had ever seen. She stepped closer, slowly. He opened his eyes. Deep gray, sharp, yet lost. "Who are you?" Elena asked. He tried to speak, his voice dry. "Elena." She froze. "How do you know my name?" He closed his eyes again, too weak to reply. She looked around. No one else had come yet. If the Sky Patrol found him, he'd be taken or killed. Against her better judgment, she dragged him to her lab. Elena's lab was hidden under the city's old wind sector. It was dusty, full of broken tech, old screens, and her favorite chair that didn't work anymore. She laid the stranger on a table and scanned him. His vitals were strange. Too perfect. No ID chip, no name. Just a metal plate inside his arm. With one word, Unit X9 at hours past. When he woke again, she was ready with questions. "You fell from the sky, you have no ID. And you said my name. Start talking." He sat up, slowly. "I don't remember. Just your name. Your face. Like, I've seen you before." "Seen me where?" "I don't know." His voice was honest. Too honest. And that scared her more than lies. "Look," she said, "you can stay here for now. But if I find out you're a spy, I'm not." She stared at him for a long moment. Something in his eyes. It felt real. Familiar. But how? Over the next 2 days, Elena let him help with her projects. He was fast, smart, too smart. He fixed things before she even explained the problem. He understood machines like, they spoke to him, she called him Sky. It felt easier than X9. One evening, while fixing a drone, Sky paused. He looked at his hand like it wasn't his. "Sometimes," he whispered, "I feel like there's something inside me. Like I'm not fully me." Elena looked up. "What do you mean?" But he just shook his head. Later that night, when she was asleep, Sky stood by the broken window. The wind howled softly through the old frame. He lifted his sleeve. A hidden device on his wrist blinked red. He pressed it. A soft voice whispered from it. "Target located. Phase 1 complete." Sky didn't speak. He just stared at Elena, sleeping peacefully in her chair. Then he turned the device off. The next morning, Elena noticed strange errors in the city's systems. Some power lines were drawing more energy than they should. Drones were rerouting themselves. "Weird," she muttered. "Something's wrong in the mainframe." She opened a deep file path. Most files were encrypted. But one folder caught her, by Project Sigma. She clicked it. Inside were names, scientists, engineers, rebels. Her name was there. Target, Elena Ryder. Status, high priority elimination. Her heart stopped. Behind her, Sky walked into the room. "Everything okay?" he asked. Elena turned around slowly, hiding the screen. "Yeah, just old files." But her mind was spinning. Her name, in a list of people marked for death. She looked at Sky, the man who fell from the sky, with no past, No memory. He smiled, gently, and she tried to smile back, but for the first time she felt afraid. Secrets in the system. The city looked peaceful from above, but Elena knew better. Underneath the surface, something was breaking. The mainframe was glitching. Drones were acting on their own. Surveillance cameras shut down for hours without reason. Power lines sparked without damage. The city's core systems were no longer listening to human hands. She had seen it before. Years ago, just before the fire that killed her parents. Same pattern, same silence. But back then, no one believed her. Now she was alone. Except for the man who fell from the sky. Sky. He was stronger than before, healing faster than any human should. He didn't remember his past, but somehow he knew how to open locked systems, rewire corrupted code, even speak in forgotten machine languages. You ever worked in cyber defense? Elena asked one day. Sky shrugged. Maybe. I don't remember. It just comes naturally. She watched him closely. Too naturally. That evening, Elena slipped into the data tower. She had clearance, but not for where she was going. She used old codes her father once gave her. Deep inside the system's cold heart, she accessed Secure Zone Delta. The files there were old, rusted with time. But hidden among them was a strange one. Operation Fallback 9. It needed 2 passwords. She cracked the first. The second, unknown, Sky. Only he could open it. She copied the file onto a secret drive, tucked it in her boot, and ran. Meanwhile, Sky walked the upper streets of Sector 6. Lights blinked above. Faces passed him, cold and tired. But then he heard it. A voice. Inside his head. Unit X9, report. Why are you delaying the mission? He froze. Looked around. No one else had spoken. You're broken, the voice said. She is the target. Eliminate her before Phase 2 begins. No, Sky whispered. Not yet. You're malfunctioning. You will be shut down. His head throbbed with pain. His hands shook. I won't hurt her, he said. The voice went silent. For now. Back at the lab, Elena confronted him. What's inside your arm? She asked suddenly. Sky looked at her, unsure. You have tech no normal person has. You remember things no normal person should. Who made you? He didn't answer. What are you not telling me? She asked, louder now. You said you lost your memory, but you fix military drones like toys. You cracked a firewall I've worked on for 3 years in 5 minutes. Who are you? Sky looked down. His voice was quiet. I don't know, but sometimes I dream. Elena stepped back. Dream? Not normal dreams, codes, numbers, names, your name, and something called Sigma Protocol. She froze. The file? He knew. Did you see this? She showed him the data drive. Sky touched the screen. The file opened instantly. The password was his fingerprint. Inside was a video. An old man in a white lab coat stood in a dim room. If you're watching this, Unit X9 has made contact with subject Elena Ryder. If she has not been terminated, Mission Sigma is compromised. Elena's breath caught. The man continued. Elena Ryder carries the key to the Central Terror Restore code. Her genetic line must be removed before Phase 2. If X9 hesitates, activate backup units. Sky's eyes widened. What does that mean? He asked, shaking. They want to kill me, Elena said slowly. And you're part of them. Sky stepped back. I didn't know, I swear. You opened the file. I didn't know what it was. She stared at him. His face was full of fear. Real fear. Or was it? Get out, she said. Elena, I said get out. Sky walked into the night, but danger was already coming. Somewhere deep under the city, units X3, X5, and X7 woke up. 3 men, metal and muscle. No feelings, no delays. A red light blinked in their eyes. Unit X9 has failed. Terminate target. Begin. Phase 2. Hours later, Elena sat alone in the lab. Sky was gone, but his touch still lingered. The way he smiled, the way he looked at her like he was human. But he wasn't. Was he? She looked at the data again. The video had more. Elena Ryder's DNA carries restoration code 0001. She is the last living piece of the original terraform protocol. Earth cannot be rebooted without her. Suddenly she understood. She wasn't just a target. She was the key. A soft knock echoed at the door. Elena stood slowly. She grabbed her tool gun. Who is it? No answer. She opened the door a crack. Nothing. Then, a flash of red eyes in the dark. She slammed the door shut, heart pounding. Something was watching her now, and this time it wasn't Sky. The assassin protocol. The city above Earth never slept. But tonight something had changed. The air was heavier, colder, as if the sky itself was watching. Elena sat in her lab, her eyes locked on the door. Every sound outside made her flinch. Every blink of the lights felt like a warning. She wasn't just an engineer anymore. She was a target, and someone, or something, was coming for her. But where was Sky? The man who had saved her, helped her, smiled like a friend. And yet, the same. Man built to end her life. Was he even a man, or just a weapon waiting to fire? Somewhere in the lower decks of the city, Sky ran. His legs moved fast, faster than any humans could. But his mind was slower, broken, confused. He had failed. His programming said one thing, his heart said another. But did he even have a heart? He stopped at an abandoned mirror shop. His reflection stared back, tall, lean, strange. His eyes flickered. For a moment he saw another face. Cold, trained, deadly. Unit X9, top-tier synthetic assassin. Programmed to infiltrate, gain trust, eliminate. But something had gone wrong. When he met Elena, something in his core had glitched. Instead of completing the mission, he hesitated. Instead of pulling the trigger, he helped her fix a drone. Instead of being a machine, he started becoming something else, someone else. But the system didn't forgive errors, and now the system was sending others in. The control tower of the Skyforce, Commander Drax, stood before a giant screen. 3 red dots moved through the city. X3, X5, X7, active. Unit X9 has gone rogue, Drax said coldly. Terminate him along with the girl, and make it clean, no witnesses. The 3 units didn't blink. They just moved, like ghosts made of steel. Back in her lab, Elena opened her father's old files. They were locked behind ancient encryption, but Sky had once helped her unlock them. Now she had to do it alone. Her hands shook, a file opened. Terra code 001 inside. Blueprints. DNA maps. Her name written in the system as Core Candidate Alpha. She gasped. Her blood could restart the world. Not just the city. Not just one system. The entire planet, air, plants, water, everything Earth had lost. But someone didn't want that, and they had sent assassins to stop it. In the shadows near her lab, X3 arrived. He moved without sound. His eyes scanned heat signatures. Inside, he saw Elena alone. Target confirmed. He raised his weapon. Before he could fire, a blur of motion struck him from behind. Sky. He didn't speak, didn't breathe. He just fought. Fist against metal. Speed against programming. He wasn't as strong as X3, but he was faster. Smarter. 3's hand cracked Sky's jaw. Sparks flew. Sky slammed X3 into the wall. Wires tore. Elena heard the crash and rushed out. She saw Sky bleeding sparks. And beside him, something that looked like him, only colder. Red eyes. No emotion. What is that? She whispered. Sky didn't answer. He just stood up. More are coming, he said. More? They're like me, but they didn't glitch. They'll kill you. Why are you helping me? she asked, voice trembling. He looked at her. Because I made a choice. A moment passed. Then she nodded. Then let's survive. They ran. Through dark alleys, across power bridges, into the old tech graveyard, where machines went to die. Sky led her to a hidden bunker, one he didn't know he remembered. Inside was an old AI, core, dusty, silent. He plugged into it. A voice spoke. Unit X9, connection confirmed, assassin protocol damaged. Attempting repair, Sky pulled back. No, the voice continued. Mission incomplete, target still alive. Reactivating kill sequence, Sky shouted. No, the voice paused, then said something else. Alternate protocol detected, free will. Elena looked at him. What did it say? That I chose, Sky said, breathing hard. And now, I'm off script. The AI began to shut down, but not before it whispered one final word. Arc. Sky turned to Elena. Do you know what that means? She shook her head. No, but my father mentioned it once. A place, hidden somewhere deep in the core. Sky nodded. Then that's where we go. Outside, X5 and X7 reached the city gates, red eyes glowing, weapons ready. The hunt had begun, and this time they weren't here to talk. They were here to finish the mission. Trust broken. The night was darker than usual. Even the city lights seemed dim, like the whole sky was holding its breath. Elena and Sky moved quickly through the underground tunnels. Above them, the city searched. Drones hovered in silent patterns, scanning every sector. The hunt had begun, and they were the prey. Elena walked ahead holding a light orb. Sky followed silent, but silence wasn't peace. Silence was danger. And trust was fading. Every step they took, Elena remembered the file. Unit X9, Terminate Elena Ryder. He said he changed. He said he chose. But how could she be sure? They reached a deep vault below the old reactor. Elena scanned her ID, then added a drop of blood. The door clicked open. Inside was a forgotten war bunker, built during the uprising years ago. Weapons lined the walls. Screens blinked to life. Sky stood at the entrance, scanning everything. Something in him shifted. This place felt familiar. Have you been here before? Elena asked. Sky didn't answer at first, then softly. Yes, I think I trained here. Her heart skipped a beat. Trained? As what? Sky walked to a rusted locker. Inside, his hand touched a faded patch. X9 Elite. His past was waking up. Elena stepped back. Her voice was calm but cold. You're remembering more now. Yes. So tell me, what else do you remember? Sky turned to her. A room with glass walls. People watching me like a test animal. Missions, training, simulations, my job was always the same. Get close, earn trust, eliminate. Her eyes burned. So you were going to kill me? Yes, he said quietly. But I didn't. Elena looked away. Not yet. Sky stepped closer. I could have, many times, but I didn't. I fought it. I chose to protect you. She pulled out her tool gun, aimed it at him. Then why did they send you? Because you're the key, he said, and I was the lock. Above them, X5 and X7 moved through Sector 4. Bodies lay behind them. No warnings, no mercy. X5 scanned a map. Target moving south, Bunker 39A. X7 loaded his plasma blade. Terminate, both. They moved like ghosts. No fear, no pause. Inside, the bunker. Elena activated the emergency beacon. A small drone flew from the console and shot into the sky. It would find help if help still existed. Sky sat on the floor watching her. You don't trust me anymore, he said. Should I? I don't expect it. I just want to earn it. Elena looked at him, eyes sharp. How can a weapon earn trust? Sky didn't answer, because he didn't know. He wasn't sure what he was anymore. The walls shook. An explosion above. Dust fell from the ceiling. "They found us," Sky said, standing quickly. Elena grabbed her gear. "How many?" Sky closed. His eyes. "2. X5 and X7. Can we win? Maybe." "Maybe?" she snapped. "Great." He looked at her, calm. "But I'll make sure you survive, even if I don't." The words hit her like a punch. She hated him, but she didn't want him to die. Not yet. Not like this. The blast door blew open. Smoke and fire. X5 stepped through, face cold, blade hot. 7 followed, scanning the room. "Unit X9. You are offline," X5 said. "Return to protocol, or be destroyed." Sky stepped in front of Elena. "I'm not your unit anymore." 7 raised his weapon. "Target, Elena Ryder. Execute." Sky jumped, faster than light. Metal hit metal. Blades clashed. Sparks flew. Elena fired her tool gun. The shot hit X7's leg. He stumbled, but X5 charged her. Sky caught him midair, crashing both into the wall. The bunker shook. Flames burst from broken pipes. X7 turned and slashed Sky's back open, exposing wires and artificial muscle. Sky roared in pain, but kept fighting. Elena crawled to the emergency panel. "Come on," she whispered, typing fast. She overloaded the reactor core. The bunker would blow. She grabbed Sky's arm. "We have to go." Sky looked at the closing door. X5 and X7 were still fighting to get through the fire. Sky touched her face. "You have to live. They can't win." "What about you?" "I was built to end you. Maybe saving you is how I end that part of me." He pushed her through the escape tunnel. "Go!" The door slammed shut behind her. She screamed, hitting. "Ache." Sky. Inside, Sky stood tall. The flames around him. The other 2 assassins stepped forward. Sky whispered one word. "Free." And the bunker exploded. Elena was thrown from the tunnel into the lower city. Her body hurt. Her heart burned. Sky was gone, and so was the last of her trust. Or maybe not. Far above, a signal blinked in a private satellite. Backup protocol detected. X9. Core data recovered. Someone was watching, someone who had plans. And this was only the beginning. Truth beneath the surface, the city didn't mourn the dead. In Sky City 9, people disappeared every day. Names were erased, memories deleted. Drones cleaned the streets before anyone asked questions. But deep in the lower city, beneath the steel and smoke, one name refused to vanish. Elena Ryder. They called her a terrorist, a traitor, a danger to society. But they didn't know the truth. She wasn't a threat. She was the key. Elena crawled through the collapsed tunnel, her body bruised, her heart heavy. Behind her, the bunker was gone, reduced to fire and ash. Sky was gone too. He had saved her. Again. And now she was alone. But not broken. Never broken. 3 days passed. Elena moved like a ghost through the abandoned sectors of the city. Cameras had gone silent, almost like something was clearing her path. She found shelter in an old subway hub, deep beneath level 0. Power was weak, but enough. While searching the terminal, she found a strange port, marked with a symbol she hadn't seen in years. The Arc sigil, a triangle inside a circle. It pulsed with faint blue light. Her father used to wear a ring with the same shape. She plugged in her data drive. The system asked for voice verification. She tried. Elena Ryder. Access granted. The screen lit up. Old files loaded. Maps, codes, and a video. Her father appeared, older, tired, scared. "Elena," he said, his voice shaking. "If you're watching this, they've found you. The Ark is real, and you are the last person who can unlock it." Elena stared, breath frozen. When the Earth began to die, humanity built an ark, not a ship, but a vault, buried deep under the planet's crust. It holds terra seeds, clean AI, breathable air. A second chance. But access was limited. Only certain bloodlines were given control keys. Your mother and I. We were two of them. After the purge, you became the last. They erased this from history, called it a myth. But the elites, those who control the sky cities, they know. And they fear it. Because if the ark is activated, the people will no longer need them. You are the reboot, Elena. The screen flickered. But be warned, you're not the only one searching for the ark. The video ended. The room fell silent. Elena sat down, shaking. Her father hadn't died in an accident. He was murdered. Because of this, in another part of the city, high above in the glass towers of Omega Command, a woman watched Elena's signal. Director Lisa Kael. Cold. Brilliant. Dangerous. She turned to her assistant. She accessed the vault files. Should we shut her down? Lisa shook her head. No, let her find the ark. Then we take it from her. And if she survives? A cruel smile formed. We activate the synthetic core. Back underground, Elena followed the map from her father's message. It led to the crustline zone, a restricted area no one had entered in over 20 years. The gates were sealed, but her blood opened them. Inside was not what she expected. No dirt, no fire. Instead, a clean hallway, glowing with soft blue light. Machines lined the walls, not broken junk, but living tech. Organic circuits, flowing energy, soft hums of power. This was Arc Tech. She walked for miles deeper into the earth until she found it. A great door, marked with the same symbol. In the center, a scanner. It blinked. Insert code host. She placed her hand. Pain. Light. Data rushing into her brain. Memories, voices, histories. She saw the fall of Earth, the poisoned skies, the war between nations. She saw ARC leaders building a new hope underground, and she saw something else. A shadow. A weapon created by the elites to find and destroy all Keybloods. A prototype. Named X9. Her knees buckled. Sky was created for this, but he saved her twice. Why? Because something inside him changed, maybe. Just like she was more than human, maybe he was more than machine. A loud beep broke her thoughts. The vault opened. Inside, rows of capsules. Glowing green, each labeled with names long lost to history. Plants, animals, clean air, a new world, sleeping, waiting. But it needed a full activation key, a second code. Her father had mentioned one more thing. You'll need the other half. Elena stared at the panel. Host incomplete. Backup protocol required. Then the screen blinked. Unit X9 core detected. Location. Omega Command. Her hands shook. He wasn't dead. They had taken him, downloaded his consciousness, stored it like a file. She had to go back, not just to save him, but to finish what they started and unlock the future of the world. Far above, in a frozen lab chamber, Sky's synthetic body floated in green fluid. Wires in his brain, data being extracted. A voice whispered, through the speaker, "Welcome home, X9, we're going to fix your mistake." His eyes opened, but something was different. His code wasn't the same anymore. He was evolving. And this time, he would choose again. The uprising begins. Ski City 9 was silent, but only on the surface. Underground, something was building. Like pressure before a storm. In the forgotten parts of the city, whispers grew louder. She's alive. She found the Ark. They lied to us. Truth spreads faster than fear, and Elena Ryder had just become the most dangerous truth of all. Elena stood outside, the vault, her hand still trembling. Behind her, the sleeping future of Earth waited inside the Ark chamber. but she couldn't open it alone. Half the code was missing, and the other half was locked inside someone who was no longer free. Sky. He was alive, trapped somewhere inside Omega Command. She stared at the screen. Again. Unit X9 Core. Secure. Transfer in progress. She didn't know what they were doing to him. Reprogramming, erasing, turning him back into the weapon he was made to be. She couldn't let that happen. He had saved her. Now it was her turn. Hours later, she climbed through the maintenance shafts of Central Sector. Her face was dirty, her body bruised, but her eyes burned with purpose. She had a plan, but she needed help, and help was hiding in the most dangerous place of all, the rebel net. Sector 12 was abandoned by the city years ago. Now it belonged to those who refused to be controlled. Hackers, smugglers, rogue engineers. Elena found them in an old train station turned tech den. A tall woman with metal arms pointed a rifle at her. "You're the key girl," the woman said. "I'm not a girl," Elena answered. "I'm the system's worst nightmare." The rebels laughed. The woman lowered her weapon. "You want something?" "I want access to Omega Command and a broadcast line. I need to speak to everyone, not just here, in all 9 sky cities." "Why should we risk our lives for you?" Elena pulled a data crystal from her coat, inserted it into a projector. A holomap appeared. Glowing. Alive. The Ark. The room went silent. "This is real," Elena said. "And I can open it. I can restart Earth. No more floating cities. No more elite control. We can all go home." A pause. Then, the metal-armed woman smiled. "Welcome to the rebellion." The rebels moved fast, hacking cameras, rerouting drones, jamming patrols. They gave Elena a stealth suit, a signal booster, and a countdown. "You've got 15 minutes, the woman said. "After that, we'll blow the sky walls, let the people see." Elena nodded. "Make sure they're watching." Inside Omega Command, Director Lysa Kale stood at her tower, watching Sky's body float in the core tank. Engineers monitored data as his consciousness was scanned line by line. "He hesitated," she said coldly. "A glitch." "But we've fixed him," one technician replied. "Soon he'll be under full control again." Lisa didn't smile. "I don't want control," she said. "I want loyalty." Sky's mind floated in digital space, but it wasn't dark anymore. Something glowed inside him, a spark. He remembered Elena, her voice, her fire, the way she looked at him, not as a machine, but something more. He heard another voice now. Not his programming, not the system, his own. "I choose." And just like that, he woke up, and the tank exploded. Alarms screamed, soldiers rushed in. But Sky was faster. His eyes glowed, not red, blue. He wasn't just a machine anymore. He was something new. He broke. The wall escaped into the tower's corridors. On screen after screen, Lysa watched in horror. "Activate all units," she shouted, but it was already too late. Because across the city, Elena's voice filled the skies. "My name is Elena Ryder." Her voice echoed from every speaker, every terminal. "You've been lied to. The surface isn't dead. They kept it from you. The Ark is real. We can go home." Images appeared, proof, videos, maps, the chamber beneath the Earth, and then her father's voice played. "If you're hearing this, the elites failed. My daughter is the key to the Ark." Crowds gathered in every sky city, watching, listening. Soldiers were confused. Officers hesitated. Rebels stood up. Civilians marched, one by one. Towers shut down. Control rooms emptied. Omega Command began to collapse from within, and then Sky crashed through the upper dome and landed beside Elena, broken, burned, but alive. She ran to him. "You came back." "I told you," he said, his voice rough. "I choose." Elena smiled, tears in her eyes. "Then let's end this." Above them, Lysa activated the synthetic core defense system. A giant mech rose from the heart of the tower, armed, armored, deadly. Sky turned to Elena. Can you get to the Ark? Yes. Then go. Not without you. Sky looked at her, soft despite the chaos. Then let's finish it together. And as the city shook, the rebellion rose, and the mech charged. They ran toward the final battle, hand in hand, not as weapon and target, but as hope and fire. The uprising had begun, and it would not be silenced. Redemption and revolution, the sky was burning. Smoke rose from the command tower as sirens howled across Sky City 9. Explosions echoed through the air like the sound of history collapsing. It wasn't just a rebellion anymore. This was a revolution, and at its heart were two people who were never meant to meet. Elena Ryder, the key to Earth's rebirth. Sky, the weapon built to destroy her. Together, they were rewriting fate. Elena gripped the side rail of the elevator as it raced toward the control core. Below her, the rebel network was storming Omega Command, led by the people who had lived in the shadows for too long. The elites were running now. Their lies exposed. Their walls crumbling. But above, at the top of the tower, Director Lysa Kale still stood, watching the war with calm, calculated eyes. "Prepare the Ark override," she said to her last technician. "We can't override it." "Without the full DNA code," he replied. "Then take it from her," she said coldly. Alive or dead, in the elevator with Elena stood Sky. His face burned, metal torn, but his eyes alive. He looked at her quietly. "This is the end." "No," Elena whispered. "This is the start." They reached the summit. As the doors opened, the mech was already waiting, 12 feet tall. Cannon arms, red sensors glowing like angry eyes. It roared. "Get behind me," Sky said. "I'm not leaving you." "You're not, but you are surviving." Then he ran forward, machine against machine. The fight was brutal. Sky moved faster than the mech expected, leaping, twisting, striking its core. Sparks flew, glass shattered, steel groaned. Elena ran to the terminal behind the battle, connecting. Her blood to the system. The Ark interface lit up. Final activation, incomplete. Waiting for second code host, X9. Sky slammed into the mech's chest, ripping out a core wire. But the mech grabbed him, crushed him against the wall. Metal cracked. Bones, too. "Sky!" Elena screamed. He turned, eyes glowing blue. "Do it. I can't lose you again." He smiled, weak but proud. "You never lost me. I was lost before you." He reached toward her and his hand touched the panel. The system beeped. Dual DNA match confirmed. Ark unlocking. Beneath the city, the ground shifted. Above the clouds, a great tremor shook all 9 sky cities. The Ark was waking up. Real trees, real air. Life. The rebirth of Earth had begun, but the mech wasn't done. It turned toward Elena, charging. Sky used his last energy to pull it back, his voice barely a whisper. "Run." She hesitated, then nodded, tears falling. "Thank you," she said. "I trusted you with my life," she whispered. And he smiled. Then he detonated his core. The tower collapsed. Fire rose into the sky like a phoenix. Hours later, the city was quiet, not silent, peaceful. People stepped into the streets, screens flashed the truth. Drones stopped flying, rebels laid down weapons. Elena stood on the platform of the old lift, looking down at the surface. Real ground. Green. Air. For the first time in generations, the people would return to Earth. She had opened the Ark, but she had lost him, or so she thought. In a distant lab beneath the Ark's main chamber, a screen blinked. X9. Core signal detected. Mind backup. Secured. A small light pulsed. His voice whispered from the terminal. "Elena, if you're seeing this, maybe there's still a way back. A garden grows where metal once ruled. Children play under open skies. And among the roots of the new world, a story is passed on. About a girl who could restart the world. And the machine, who chose to become a man. not because he had to, but because she showed him how.